what's going on, everyone out there in YouTube land? Today we're going to check out a stick device, a cloud stick, or as they're calling it, the Cloud Hunter. Today we're going to check out the Resa stick from SMOK. Resa, yes. Not sure why they didn't call it resin, but they called it the Resa. And what it is, pretty much, it's the V8 stick, the big baby stick device with the new Resa sub-ohm tank, which pretty much is a baby beast with a mesh coil head. So yeah, that's what we have here. Got it loaded up with some. Do I got looper in this one too? Killer custard. Whew. Vaptasia loaded up, freshly charged battery, and as you guys know, internal battery here, so there's no wattage adjustment, nothing like that. Let's have a quick vape, and we'll dive into the Resa, or I hope it's called the Resa. I think so, right? R-E-S-A? Resa? Not Resa, or Rese? No clue. Is it French? No, it's not French. Let's have a vape. Oh, delicious. Very, very delicious. Now, the Resa kit was sent over directly by SMOK. For the purpose of this review, if you guys are looking to pick one up, I have a bunch of links posted in the description. Depending on where you shop, depends on the price. Going price, anywhere between $38 and $62 for the kit. So inside the box, you're going to get the Resa stick device. They're going to toss in the Resa baby sub-ohm tank, which will include one drip tip, 2 coil heads. You're going to get only 1 glass tank with this one, micro USB charging cable, some extra O-rings, top fill grommet, and of course your user manual. Dimensions on the Resa stick. Now the actual device is a 25mm device. Without the tank installed, you're looking at 83mm tall, and with the tank installed, you're looking at around 133mm tall. Now this is a 2-piece device, so you can remove the tank easily. And of course, you can use any atomizer with this device. You don't have to use the provided tank if you don't like. If we screw down, let's just say the Kennedy 25, just for size reference. Once again, you'll probably never use an RDA on top of here. It's primarily for sub-ohm tanks, but just to give you an idea of what looks good on top, there's a 25mm, and as you can see there, it sits nice and flush with no overhang. We do have a gold-plated, spring-loaded 510 pin in the center. Your typical top cap that is not removable. This is all one solid piece, guys. So you cannot remove the battery, you cannot remove the top cap on here. It does have an internal 2000 milliamp hour battery that you will charge over micro USB port located right there. Of course, we don't have any firmware updates on this one because there's no screen, there's no wattage adjustment buttons. It just dumps the battery voltage to the atomizer. So as the battery drains throughout the day, the voltage will drop. The voltage range on this device is between 3.4 volts and 4.2 volts. So on a full charge, you're going to get 4.2 volts, and then as the day goes and as the battery drops, you'll feel your voltage drop and the vape will get less and less intense. We do have a firing switch on the front right here, and we do have an on-off feature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll see the LED light right there will indicate if it's on or off. And when you vape it, the light's going to blink 4 times. When the light blinks 15 times, that means your device is below 3.3 volts and that it's time to charge it. If you want to turn it off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again, and now the device is turned off. There's no locking feature. It's pretty much on and off. Very simple device. And then at the bottom right there, we have the Resa stick logo, we have the SMOK logo, and we have this kind of Cobra, this is kind of like the Cobra drip tip. It has that kind of carbon fiber look to it, but I think it's just a decal. It's not actual like resin or anything like that. Not sure why they're calling it the Resa, because there's no resin anywhere, I don't think, on this device. It's just a sticker. And then at the bottom, we do have a single hole for battery ventilation, and yeah, very simple device, one button operation, and primarily for someone looking for something very, very simple. But let's have a look at the new Resa Baby sub-ohm tank that they include. Now the Resa Baby tank is kind of pretty much like a TFV, I don't want to say TFV 12, more like a TFV8 style tank. And I think we do have a little bit of resin around here. I'm not too sure the material of the top cap, but it might actually be resin. Now this one measures 25 millimeters in diameter at the base, and with the bubble tank you're looking at around 28 millimeters at the glass tank section. Now it's using one of the Cobra style drip tips, but I think I enjoy this one a little better because it's not as tall as the one that we see on the Prince tank. But it is the same drip tip, just a little bit shorter. You cannot use 810 drip tips, you cannot use 510 drip tips. Once again, you're using these Cobra tips, and I believe the Cobra tip is actually made of resin. So we do have some resin going on here. Now we do have top fill as always. And this one doesn't have the slide open feature. This one you actually have to unscrew the top cap. And we have 2 large fill ports at the top. And you'll see we have stainless steel with a resin cap going over it. And for some odd reason, it's like shaking around. Like the stainless steel and the resin is kind of shaking around. Hopefully it doesn't fall apart, but I don't know. It's been pretty solid for me, but I just noticed that it kind of moves around a little bit. Now they claim that this tank holds 7.5 mLs of liquid. I'm going to say probably around 6 mLs of liquid. 7.5 is probably without the coil head installed. We do have massive amounts of airflow. We got 2 air slots at the bottom, each air slot measuring 11 millimeters each. And as always, we do have adjustable airflow control, so you can close it off, open it up, and we have stopping points on the airflow control ring, which makes it easier to get a grip and unscrew it, and it's always really tight out of the box. Now this tank is actually going to include their new mesh coil head, so that's what I'm really excited about, because these mesh coil heads have been just outstanding lately with some of these tanks. So here is the new coil head, and let's see if we can get kind of close here and get a reading on it. So this is a 0.15 rated 40 to 80 watts, best used at 60 to 70. And if you look inside there, you'll see that mesh on the inside, Japanese organic cotton, and they do include a second coil head. Wham, right there. Not sure why they don't include 2 mesh coils. They're giving you a standard wire coil and a mesh one, but this one is, woo, can we get in there? Can I read it? I can barely read that. It looks like it says, I don't know. Was it 0.2, 0.25? This is more of a lower wattage one. But keep in mind, you don't have wattage adjustment on here. So you have to kind of put the voltage into the resistance, and it's going to give you the wattage output. So if you guys know Ohm's law, then you'll know exactly how many watts you're getting out of these 2 coils. But for the most part, the mesh coil is amazing. Been using this one, and yeah, that's pretty much going to be it, guys, for the up close. Well, let's jump back up and let's have a vape. So let's talk a little bit about the Resa kit. Now, I've reviewed the V8 stick, or the Big Baby 8 stick, or whatever it was called, and I also reviewed the Prince stick, and pretty much same thing here. It's the same device. The Prince stick is actually a 3,000 milliamp hour battery, where the Resa is actually a 2,000 milliamp hour battery. So you lose a little bit of battery life there, but for the most part, they're exactly the same. The tank here, we got the new Resa tank, which pretty much is the resin top cap, the resin airflow control ring, the resin drip tip. The mod itself, nothing resin about it. It's all about the tank itself. Using the new mesh coil heads, so the vape is going to be awesome off this tank. And I'm going to have a few vapes off of it, and we'll talk a little bit briefly about it. Very simple device, not really much to talk about, but we'll try to find a few things to talk about. Let's have a vape. You can take long pulls on this thing, and it does not get dry. Nice and flavorful, and a nice warm vape. It's freshly charged, so it's around 4.2 volts, and it's just performing well. All these stick devices that SMOK has put out, they may not be for everyone, but I will say they are very simple, and they always perform really, really well. Very nice. You know, I think actually I enjoy the vape a little bit more off the Resa tank with the mesh coil than I do the Prince tank with the mesh coil. It's a larger tank. Not really, you know, that one has a little bit more airflow to it, but I just noticed the vape seems to be a little bit more warmer and a little bit more flavorful on the smaller tank for some reason, and the smaller coil heads. But for the most part, what we have here, I mean, we've seen this tank done a few times by a few other companies. Resin drip tip, resin top cap, you know, unscrew it to fill it. We got the resin airflow control ring, lots of airflow. One disappointment I have, though, is you only get 1 glass tank. I do like the fact they include the bubble tank, don't get me wrong, but they don't give you an extra glass tank inside the kit, and that would have been really nice, because if you drop this, more than likely you're going to break the tank, and then you're kind of SOL without an extra. So one disappointment there, but I will say the mesh coil they include, and that's another thing, I don't understand why they only included one mesh coil. If they're really looking to push the Resa tank and the mesh coils, they probably should have included both. But I don't know. Is that just me? But maybe I just have a love for mesh coils. But I still think they should have included 2 mesh coils in the kit. Just my opinion. But the vape, awesome off this tank. When using the mesh coils, I have not used these standard traditional coils because I'm kind of off that boat. I don't do the whole regular coils anymore. For anything, I just don't do them anymore. Only mesh. So the stick, simple, 1 button, that's it. That's all you need to know. 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off, that's it. When you see the light hit 15 times, it's blinking at you. I think it's going to self-destruct. It's not. That means the battery's about to die. Plug it in, charge it. You could charge it pretty much anywhere, your cell phone charger, your laptop, whatever. It doesn't do 2 amp charging to my knowledge, so it is going to charge a little slow. But it's a simple stick device for people that are looking for clouds. If you're a vapor, let's say you could be a new vapor, you know. If you're a newer vapor and you're more interested in clouds than you are throat hit, it may be something for you, because you don't need to have to worry about battery safety and Ohm's law and all that other jazz. You kind of just pop your atomizer on and start vaping. If you're an experienced vapor and you're looking for something simple that you can take to work with you, where you don't have to worry about adjustment and batteries and all that jazz, it's another nice little stick device. But as I said earlier, it is just like the previous stick devices. The V8 and the Prince stick, they're pretty much the exact same. The only difference here is the tank is a little different, and they're using the mesh coil head. So if you already own one of the sticks, just go out and get the mesh coil heads. But if you don't own any of the sticks and you're interested, this is a really nice one. I do like the Prince because it has a 3,000 milliamp hour battery, but you don't get the mesh coils. So yeah, I'll let you guys decide. But that's pretty much it, guys, for the Resa stick. Very interesting name. If you have any comments or questions, you know exactly what to do. Please hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to everyone very, very soon. Make sure you guys build safe and vape on.